What's going on, guys? It's your boy Ethan. Hope you're having a great day. Welcome back to another video. We're here at the Brook today, and it looks like they just redid the poker room or put it in a new place. Right behind me is where the old poker room used to be. And I don't know, they keep doing stuff and renovating this place, so excited to see how it goes. But there's a few 2-5 games running, and there's a 5-10 list running. So if that runs, I'm gonna have to hop in there because so far it seems like Brad Owen is putting all of us vloggers to the test, stretching the limits as he is about to play like a 50-100 or is trying to play one. So he's playing super high stakes. We gotta amp it up and step up to the plate. So I'll try to play a 5-10 whenever it's available. But we got some 2-5 action. We're back here, no longer in Florida. It's colder, it's rainy. Florida's nothing like New Hampshire or Mass, but anyways, we're about to hop into the 2-5 there, take our seat. Playing 6-handed here. Let's see how it goes, try to run it up. All I have to say is that this is no typical 2-5 game here in New Hampshire. Anyways, first hand here with ace-4 of hearts in the cutoff. We're playing 5-handed. There's an undergun straddle, so I'm first to act. I raise things up to $40. We get the big blind player who's pretty short. He rips his entire stack in for $82 total. Now undergun straddler thinks for a little bit and ends up making the call. This undergun player covers me, and I'm sitting with $1,000 to start for only $42 more to make the call. I don't think this hand is a great candidate to isolate, so I make the call for 42 more. We're going to a flop. The flop comes queen 10-3 rainbow, and this player checks to me. With a dry side pot, no need to bluff at this one with ace high, I just check back. The turn now comes the 5 of hearts. Sitting with the straight flush draw, he throws out a bet of $75. Pretty much the same reason why we didn't bet on the flop. We're not going to raise here as we want to play for stacks here, and we're in position, so for 75 more, we make the call with a really strong draw. The river is an 8. Unfortunately, we brick out on all of our draws. He throws out a bit of $200. I just show my missed wheel straight flush draw and let this one go and fold. On the gun player shows pocket kings. He takes down the side and the main when the big blind shows ace jack. Second hand, we pick up pocket 10s on the big blind. There are 3 whole limpers to me, and given the limp-happy table we're on, definitely going to size up for a raise. We raise it up to $40, and not a typical T5 like I said. All of the limpers make the call. We isolate absolutely no one. 4 ways to a flop. The flop comes 3-4-5 rainbow, connected board on the lower end. It shouldn't be too bad of a board and good enough for us to, I guess, c-bet and eliminate some of the field. So I throw out a bet of $80, and we only get one player to make the call on the button. He's been playing a fairly wide range, it seems like. The turn now comes a 7, so 4 to a straight on the board now. Any 6 makes that straight. I check, and this player throws out a bet of $140. I don't really want to get too sticky here early on in the session with an overpair on a bad board and run out. So with pocket 10s, as much as folding is boring, we're going to do this one here, exercise a little bit of discipline, let this one go, and pick for a better spot. Next spot, 9-7 of diamonds on the button. There are 2 limpers to me, and we're on the button here on a very limp-happy table, like I said. Let's be ultra aggressive once again. I raise things up to $30. We're not getting a single fold from the limpers here. It seems like the limpers are really committed to their hand pre-flop, so both of them still make the call. 3 ways the flop comes queen, jack, 6 to diamonds. The hijack limper actually donks out $30 now, and obviously with our flush draw, I'm never going away. I make the call, and the undergun player folds. Going to a turn, which comes another 6. He fires again for $85, and here I definitely could justify making a call if the board wasn't paired. Really not priced in to hit a diamond anymore, and with that said, it's not even a great diamond with a 9 high. So still drawing for a pretty weak flush, and that's it, and not priced into it. I hit the fold button once again, letting this one go. Hitting the fold button too many times, but this time in +1 with an undergun straddle, we look down at pocket 10s once again. I open it up to $40, and we get the blinds to call, small blind and big blind. Going to a flop, which comes 5, 6, 8, 2 diamonds. We're in position, but once again, what is going on with these boards? Action checks to me, and I guess it's nice that we're in position, but still not really loving the board texture, but still, given how wide I've seen these players play, I throw out a c-bet of $55. We get the small blind to fold. Back to the big blind player who's been playing the widest range so far. He decides on a call. The turn is the deuce of clubs, and now this big blind player leads out for $80. And given that it is a very brick turn, I'm just not going to go anywhere. Seems like a pretty easy call for us, at least on this street, and evaluate a river. So for 55 more, we put in those chips and see a river. The river is not a friendly one. It's a 4. Once again, another 4-liner, 4 to a straight out there. Gotta love it, right? Now he throws out another bet of $160. Again, put in quite a terrible spot to call with pretty much just a bluff catcher, really only calling for, we beat like missed diamonds. That's about it. So once again, folding is boring, but not much to do here. Again, hit that fold button, but this time, this player is nice enough to show the vlog that he had 7-3 offsuits. That's all I have to say for now with 7-3 off. It's going to play a factor in later hands down the line, but for now, nice hand. Next spot, picking up a better hand, pocket aces under the gun, and we're playing 4-handed here. So first to act, I raise things up to $20. Turns out I didn't get the memo because we're playing 4-handed, we're playing 4-handed to the flop. Playing a nice little bomb pot here with aces, don't love that, but anyways, going to a flop 4 ways, which comes ace, 3, 6, 2 hearts. Top set is nice to play for aces, and when action checks to me, going to size down just a little bit to just $35, a little bit under half pot. I want to get all the wider ranges to just peel one on the flop here, so we get 2 players to make the call, the small blind and big blind. The turn now comes the deuce of hearts, and action checks to me. This is pretty much one of the worst cards I wanted to see in the deck. Not only do all of the 4-5s get there for the straight, but obviously all the flush draws, so pretty much completing every single draw imaginable. So we've been getting crushed so far, and I decided to just slow down a little bit and balance a little bit of my checking range, I guess, with top set. Super strong hand, obviously, but I checked this one back, and we're going 3 ways to a river. The river is now a 10, pretty much a card that doesn't change anything. First to act on the small blind, he throws out a bet of $85 now. And interestingly enough, next to act on the big blind to my right, puts in a raise to 320. Oh my god, what the hell do we do now? Given this action, we've obviously under-repped our hand checking back the turn, but what kind of value hands plays this way on the river, raising over the small blind lead out here? So obviously we beat all of the smaller sets, but all of the 4-5s, all the flushes get there, they play this way by raising, and I think about it for a while, and I have a pretty terrible feeling about this spot. Folding here is certainly in the equation because I guess we really don't beat a whole lot, and I think we're just calling to make a crying call at this point. So given the configuration of these bets are really weird, and it doesn't seem like we're beat too often, you're not going to believe it, guys. I actually make the hero fold. We fold aces, put them to the side, and we're praying that the small blind is going to be able to make the calls so that we can at least see and hope that we made the right fold on the vlog. But after some deliberation and thinking, small blind folds. So we asked the big blind to show for the vlog, and he does. Luckily oblige. He shows us the king of hearts, followed by an offsuit 9 for king high. So nice bluff, man. We are literally so dumb, so foolish, so ridiculously bad to fold top sets. What a fish we are. I can't even show this. I can't show this.
You never talk too.
I can't even show that. So after folding aces, the poker gods wants to reward us again, picking up aces again, this time on the button. There's one limper, and I'm going to raise this up to $30, and the limper makes the call. He's playing a very wide range. The flop comes 8, 7, 3, 2 spades, and here when he checks to me, I c-bet $45, and this player makes the call with a fairly short stack behind. The turn is a deuce, another total brick, and now this player leads out for $60. He has somewhere around $120-ish behind, and given the stacked Fs, we're not going to make the same mistake twice. We're just going to make an easy jam, play it standardly, and not mess this one up. So I rip it all in. This player doesn't take too long before making the call for about $180 total. Going to a river, which comes a 7. I show my aces, and we scoop this one up. Saw this player fold the queen of spades while trying to muck, so seems like he was on some sort of flush draw. Happy to at least win this one with aces. In this next hand, we've got pocket 7s in the small blind with a under the gun open to 20. We get the cutoff and button to make the call. Out of position, easy spot to toss in $18 more and set mine. So we're going 4 ways to a flop of King 9-7 Rainbow. Once again, really nice to be rewarded with another set this time. I check, and the undergun player c-bets $40. We get the cutoff to make the call, the button folds, and we definitely want to get more money in the middle here with bottom set. The cutoff player is the same player that's been playing a very wide range, showing 7-3 offsuit. With no realistic draws right now, I check raise to a very small sizing of $140, hoping to entice both players to come along. Unfortunately, the undergun player thinks for a while and folds, and immediately we get a cutoff snap call, so that's always good to see. Heads up, the turn comes the Jack of Clubs, so backdoor flush draw in there, and while I'm thinking about the sizing to bet, the cutoff reaches for chips, assembles out a bet of $245. He bets out of turn. And this is just kind of free and music to our ears because it's just free info for us. And I asked the dealer and confirmed that if I check, that this $240 bet stands. After he confirms it, that's exactly what I do. I check, his $245 out of turn bet stands, and now we want to get more money in. Do we think the best way to do so is to flat or raise? After thinking things over, we have about $1,100 behind our stack. I decided to raise things up to $700. Leave myself with $400 behind, and I guess I could have jammed, but I'm trying to get all the money in. But sadly, this player looks at his cards and announces that he had 9-7 for bottom 2 pair and somehow throws them into the muck. I guess my action was a little too strong. Maybe I could have sized down a little bit, but didn't really see this player the type to fold 2 pairs. But here we are, at least scooping up a decent sized pot. So in this hand, we get moved from the must move to the main game, and here with ace king offsuit under the gun, I open things up to $20. We get the small blind and big blind to call. The flop comes ace king queen rainbow, top 2 pair, always love that, and I decided to c-bet $20 when action gets checked to me. It's a situation where I think I'm just way ahead given the really wide ranges from the blinds, but we get the small blind to make the call, and he's got a pretty large stack with about 1,000 behind. The turn now is the deuce of clubs, another total brick, and when he checks to me, definitely going to be sizing up now with top 2 pair. I want to try to get stacks in if possible, but I definitely want to get more money in, so I size up to $75. This player thinks for not too long before making the call, definitely assuming that I'm ahead here and can narrow his range to some sort of ace-x holding, maybe ace-jack or ace-10 for a gutter ball. Hoping to see a blank river, the river comes the 6 of spades, another total brick. It's great when he checks for a 3rd time, and now it's a really easy spot to size up. I throw out a bet of $225, like I said, targeting all of the ace-x holdings that he might be getting a little too sticky with. He thinks for a while, hums and haws about it, and ends up tossing in a chip for a call. We show top 2 pair, and just like that, we scoop the pot, winning another pretty large one. Here's another hand that gets a little fun. So 10-9 offsuit on the button, this time playing 4-handed. I raise it up to $20 when the cutoff folds. We only get the big blind player to make the call. The flop comes 10-10-4, 2 diamonds, and he checks to me. Obviously an amazing flop for us. And on most neutral board textures, I'm going to down bet here and bet 1/4 pot to $10. Facing this $10 bet, this player just shrugs and makes the call for 2 red chips. Going to a turn, which is the Jack of Diamonds. For a second time, he checks to me, and another spot for us to barrel again. Really not concerned about the flush draw, obviously, so I throw out $45. With this bet, he does something interesting and raises. He raises to $100, pretty much a small min click, and it doesn't seem like he has a nutted hand given the really small sizing and that he's out of position. I think obviously a flush would have raised a little bit bigger, and now we're thinking, do we have any merit to raising here in this spot? I don't really think this player has a 10 because I think 10s raise on the flop as well, so I think it's a really good spot to charge 1 diamond holdings most likely. So I decide on a 3-bet to $300 in position, and now this player goes deep into the tank. While he's thinking for a while, we're both playing really deep. I don't think I can call if he were to 4-bet this or rip it all in or something like that. And I'm not really sure what value hands I can get 3 streets out of on brick rivers anyways. Our 9 kicker is just a little too weak to go for 3 streets of value, and I don't think he has any worse 10s in range. Like, he's not really going to be playing 10-7 or 10-8 or anything like that. And I don't really think Jack X hands are going to be sticky given this action as well, calling a river bet. But while he's tanking, He eventually does make the call for $200 more. Like I said, we're both playing really deep, and I guess the plan might be to check back on a lot of runouts. The river now comes the 8 of clubs. This is more or less the brick river we wanted to see. Obviously, we now lose to 10-8, which was the only 10x combo we beat anyways. So when he checks to me, I really quickly just check it back, thinking it's a little too thin of a spot to go for value, even though we do have trips. This player shows ace-jack offsuit with the ace of diamonds, and we show our hand. Obviously, we take this one down. I guess he might have had the one hand that could have called a really small bet on the river, but if he were to face a raise somehow, then we're kind of puking. This next clip shows the player to my right winning a $2,500 pot with 9 deuce suited, flopping the full house, getting 2 other players to commit to stacks, triples up, and wins about $2,500 in stack. So seeing that action, how the player to my right has a massive stack now, we look down at 10-8 of spades on the big blind. There's an undergun open to $20, plus one player makes the call. Small blind to my right makes the call and says that he has the best hand. And obviously, I'm pretty much going to be calling with any 2 in position of this player to my right. So when he's in the pot, I'm going to be in the pot as well. I make the call 4 ways to a flop. The flop comes 4, 5, 8, 2 diamonds, and sitting with top pair, small blind checks, and I decided to take a really weird line and donk out $60. Trying to protect 8x holdings on a draw-heavy board, but when the undergun player makes the call and everyone else folds, I'm thinking I'm not too confident in my hand here. He certainly has all of the overpairs in range, but we're going to see a turn. The turn comes the 7 of diamonds, and out of position here. Obviously, I don't think my hand's good, but it certainly smashes my range more than his. But I decided to check and see what he does on this turn here. And it's really nice to see him check it back. So I think if we were to bluff rivers, we can get him off of all 1 pair holdings. Going to a river, which is the jack of clubs. And like I said, obviously, I don't think my pair of 8s is good here. I throw out a bet of $175 to pretty much force all overpairs to call. It'd be really unfortunate if he did hold pocket jack somehow, but after thinking for a while, he folds. So it's nice to take this pot down, playing 10-8 suited in a really unorthodox way, but still, when the chips get shipped in my direction, I'm not complaining. All right, everyone, pocket kings. This is going to be a fun hand. We're on the button, and the player to my right in the cutoff opens it up to $20. This is the spot we've been waiting for. He's been very limp happy, so it seems like his raising range is going to be narrowed to very strong hands. So here, we're going to 3-bet and be a little more exploitative. We 3-bet 5x to $100. The blinds fold, and the cutoff makes the call, and we're playing about $2,000-ish deep. He covers me. Going to a flop, which comes 8, 3, 4, 2 hearts. And weird enough, this player throws out a lead and donks out $150. I've been playing with this guy all night, and I've seen him do a lot of unorthodox things like committing stacks and leading out on every single flop, whether he had something or he had 6-3 offsuit for 6 high and barreling all 3 streets. So here, I'm not going to do anything but slow play this and slow down. He bets a really large amount, and I'm comfortable with it. We make the call for 150. If he has air, I'm just going to let him hang himself, and if he has a draw, then it's a pretty bad price for a draw anyways. But we're not folding just yet. Going to a turn, which comes the deuce of diamonds, and again, he throws out another bet. He throws out a bet of $350. And as much as I'd like to raise, there are a lot of draws out there. It's another sizable one. The issue is I just don't want to slow him down if he's just bluffing with legit 0 equity, which I've seen him do a bunch. So yeah, this is the spot where we're just going to pray and hold, and we're going to play a big one. So toss in $350. We're going to a river. The river is the 3 of spades. This is literally amazing now that we're sitting with the best 2 pair combo, given he doesn't have aces. And even better, he's piling more money, and this time it's $520. There is only one move to do in this situation against a player like this, and it's pretty much to go all in and hope he has something. So I look at my stack, and it's a little bit under $1,500. So after thinking things over and Hollywooding just a little bit to make it look like I'm not nutted, I rip it all in for an exact total of $1,478. This player doesn't love the situation, but he doesn't snap fold, which means he doesn't have 6 high, which is amazing. He thinks about it for a while, tosses in chips for a call. We show pocket kings, and he shows pocket 10s. And just like that, we scoop over a $4,000 pot our way in this nice little 2-5 game. I told you guys, This is not the typical 2-5 table. So what a ridiculous, crazy session this was. I was gonna say I am an absolute fraud for wearing this folding is boring sweatshirt and then folding top set. Like, I'm a fraud for doing that. I really shouldn't be doing that. But we found a way to rebound. The games were crazy. I had no idea what I was walking into. Just a lot of action, and we picked up kings at the right time, which is always nice, and we won that massive pot, which kind of saved the session. So we played for about 4 hours. We were in the game for a lot. We were in the game for 1950 and out of the game for 42.90. So pretty awesome session there, obviously. And yeah, really just all came down to that very last hand with kings. And once that hand happened, the game broke pretty quickly after the other guy busted. So yeah, the Brook, awesome spot. It seems like there's a lot of action here. So hopefully enjoyed this one. I'll definitely be back for sure. More videos to come, but hopefully enjoy this one. Leave a like if you made it this far, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.